Hey everyone, it's Todd and Chris from Strength Faction, and we're going to do two quick upgrades to your controlled articular rotations today. So we know a lot of people are familiar with FRC, Functional Range Conditioning, great system from Dr. Andrea Spina and all of his minions. And we use a lot at our gym here, Beyond Strength Performance Nova in Dulles, Virginia. And if you hear anything going on in the background, we just moved gyms and there's a lot of construction going on. So you might hear beeps and you might hear some Spanish, you might hear a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, so we're going to do two different types of cars today. We're going to do shoulder cars and we're going to do quadruped, or as our coach John likes to call it, quadruped hip cars. But we're going to do them from the bear crawl position. So the main two objectives for what we're trying to do with the cars is segment movement out to the joint that we're just trying to move. So a lot of times we notice with our clients is when they're trying to do shoulder cars or something like that, it's hard for them to keep the rest of their body still and just move at the shoulder. And even when we get down to the quadruped position and do hip cars from that position, we've noticed that it's hard for them to even limit motion there. So we figured out two techniques to give them a little bit more attention, a little bit more feed forward tension to create the range of motion without taking from somewhere else. So the other night I was watching one of our clients do suitcase shoulder cars. She was holding a kettlebell and doing the cars, but she was still getting a bunch of play. And she happened to have the PVC pipe sitting right next to her because she was doing a T-spine rotation drill as well. I was like, what if we try this out? So we did what we called Gandalf shoulder cars, because now shall not pass. So I'm going to have Chris demonstrate. He's going to hold this straight out in front of him. He's going to squeeze it hard, and he's going to press it into the ground. And now he's going to do shoulder cars with his left arm. So notice he's going to reach. He's going to get a bunch of range of motion, but he's only going to stay in the range of motion he can control with his shoulder, and he can't move. He can't rotate his upper body because of the tension he's created on the other side of his body. So it doesn't have to be like, I'm trying to do it as hard as you can, but we just want some tension, some squeeze here, and a little push down to lock in the anterior core, set this shoulder, and keep it from rotating. Real simple. So all you really need is a PVC, a broomstick, something like that to do this drill. So then we're going to work on quadruped hip cars, but we're going to do that in the bear crawl position. Chris, let's get you to, yep, perfect. So he's going to get down on all fours. He's going to lift his knees. And now he's just going to do a controlled articular rotation. Notice how it's much harder for him to turn at his lumbar spine than it would be if his knees were just on the ground, because there's more tension. He has no choice but to use his abs and to get everything in his core turned on. So let's do the other side. He can still get good range of motion with his hip without taking a bunch of range of motion from his spine. Good. So this one, you might want to, do a few more qualifiers for. Can someone actually hold a bear crawl position with any length of time? Are they strong enough to do this? So those are things that you have to consider. But if you want to keep people in a good position, good tension, and get a good cars movement from them, these two drills will work really well. We'll see you guys later.